Back here with the 2001 Monte Carlo, got a little project going on there for the box out. New radiator fan assembly going in. The old one right here. We've been having this issue for about 8 months now, and I had time to take it out and nothing. So today is the day. It has actually gotten bad to the point where there's only one fan that worked on the car, and I'm assuming this is the factory that came with the vehicle. So it's the new assembly. There's a few adapters that go in here that I gotta take off this one. If you haven't noticed, GM make everything so damn difficult. So with the assembly, they have these adapters on there, and they're connected by prongs. So you have two little prong pins that go in there, and then they'll meet up with this one. There they go right here. If you haven't seen them, they look like this. You just pull these out and put them in between the new one, and that should work. Also, I gotta take the heat shield off right here. Put them on the new one, and also the transmission cooler line clips. I don't use them, but I'm gonna put them on the new radiator anyway. As you know, my transmission got a cooler on there, and there's the two lines right here. They run all the way through this. I drill out these little holes through the little I don't know what this is, the air vent duct, whatever the hell this piece of plastic is. I know it's a skid plate, but it also I guess it dissipates heat or redirect heat to go out down that way when the radiator fans kick in. That's why it's designed like that. I'm just assuming. I don't know anything about none of this shit. Most of these stuff, they're either to deflect heat or redirect airflow, so it's one of the two. But my transmission does have a cooler, and it did have a fan on it. I'll go in there and show you guys. This is my cooler right here. It did have a fan on it at one point in time. I took the fan off. I'm looking for something different to put on there, and I'm also looking for an inline transmission temperature switch so that the fan is not always on. That's one of the reasons why I took the fan off, because the fan, the way I had it set up, it was always on, and I want to set it up differently, so I took it off. But this is the cooler for my transmission. So my transmission has no ties to the radiator. It has its own cooler. It runs great, and for the most part we good. Got a little train horn right here. It ain't much. It's just there to tell people to get out the way. Anyway, this is a Sunbelt radiator. This is a direct bolt-on assembly. Like I said, I haven't had a chance. I started a new job a while ago, and I haven't had, time to do all I need to get done. But today's the day. The fans, only one of them was working, the other one was dead. So I ordered this a while ago, and I'm gonna put it in today. So basically, those of you that have Monte Carlos or Impalas, 2000, 2005, 06, 07, if you have the Grand Prix between 2000, 2005, they're all basically the same. You have the dog bone mounts, which are right here and here. I just take them off. The bracket, you got the two little brackets that holds the radiator here and here, along with the fan. And then you have two screws down there. That's here and here. Right here, 10 millimeter. You'll take those screws off, and that's how you get to the fan. So when you're taking off the fan assembly, because the dog bone mounts are disconnected, you can freely push the motor back and forth and wiggle it out. And of course, you'll be pushing the ECU and the upper radiator hose out the way. You'll be pushing it to the side, kind of like this, and you'll be pushing this to the side. So I do this by myself, so it's not easy, but it's not hard either. It's not difficult at all. It's not easy. Nothing is easy, but it's not as hard as you think it is. One person can't take it out. I've done this maybe 3 or 4 times already. I do work by myself in my car, so it's really nothing. I'm gonna look in here and see if there's any loose parts, anything broken. My radiator don't leak. My transmission cooler don't leak. Everything's good. Everything's clean. For the most part, I have 179,000, and the bottom of my car is not that bad compared to most people. So this is what it looks like underneath, and you know, for the most part, it's pretty clean under there. It's a few wet spots, but for the most part, it's pretty clean under here. I try to keep up with this stuff, but I don't have the time anymore. I work 13-hour shifts, and I'm off on weekends, and throughout the weekend I'm sleeping. I start work at 3 in the morning. I get home around 4:30, 5 o'clock, eat my dinner, and go to bed. So that's how it works out. The life of a trucker is not that easy. You know, I'm doing at least between 150, 200 miles a day. That's driving, and then I'm delivering between 150 to 250 tanks, propane tanks every day. So yeah, it's taking a toll on the body, because my body's trying to get used to it. The job is not that hard. It's very labor intensive. It's very, very, very labor intensive, but for the most part we get it done. I work for a decent company, and they pay decent, so you know, just my second CDL job. My last CDL job was a bus driver. I did that for 8 months. Kids drive you crazy, but you gotta love the kids. So for the most part, my second job now it's 13.5-hour days. So you know, I don't have time to play with my car anymore. You don't see videos being uploaded like they used to be, and you know, as things get fixed, I'll show you guys, give you a glimpse. But for the most part, people asking me to put out more videos, but if you haven't noticed, my car is actually kind of complete. Everything I wanted to do to it has already been done. So what more can you say? I have the paint, the rims, the music, the interior done. The only thing I can do now is switch it up in a couple more months, which is the plan. So you know, it still stands. The car a little dirty, but it's still the same Monte Carlo. It's still getting worked on. You know, from here to there, it's a daily driver, so shit is going to break. I'm putting miles on it every day. You can see under here it's dusty and dirty. I'm putting miles. This is not a show car, people. It might look like a show car. You might have thought it was a show car, but in reality it's not. It's a daily driver. I've always wanted a Monte Carlo. I bought it. It's going on 5 years, and that's about it. So you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Oh yeah, a lot of people watch other my videos and they be like, oh, you said this wrong, or you did this wrong. Well, that's why you know, it's information that, you know, I put out there as I learn, and some of my terminology, they might be off. I could be doing one thing, but I'm saying it a different way, and I understand that. So I respect your comments. I respect your input. You know, it don't offend me. It don't hurt my feelings. You know, I'm here to, you know, give out what I know, and in return, I hope that, you know, other people will give me what they know. And, you know, so constructive criticism, it doesn't bother me. Some of the videos I've made, they're old, but at the same time, they're getting views, and people are like, hey, you should have did this, or you should have did that. And they're not looking at the new videos. They're not, you know, they're not up to date yet on what I've done or what I've accomplished. You know, even when my monoblock amplifier caught on fire, and everybody like, it is half an ohm stable, it is 1 ohm stable, it is this and that. You're using too much of a small wire. You're not using enough power. You're not giving enough juice. But you know, in other videos, I've clarified what the issue was, and it got fixed. And you know, but people, they're watching the old videos, which is good. Their old videos are getting views, but you know, they're not up to par yet on the new videos, and me actually finding out what the problem was, and it's being corrected. But like I said, I'm here to just give out what I know, the little that I do know. And in return, I would appreciate that you guys give me all of that, so it's not nothing to hurt my feelings. It's not nothing to backlash and none of that. Anything you put on the internet is open to, the public to criticize, dissect, or give their input on, or disagree with you or agree with you, and that's cool. I like that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me if somebody don't like my car, don't like the way I painted it, don't like what I did with it, and it's fine. Everybody to each his own. But it's cool. But when you're looking at the old videos and you're like, damn, this guy did this or this that or this that, you gotta go through the whole playlist and see the next video and the video after that where things did get readjusted. Things did get fixed. Things did get they did get the attention that they needed, and things got done. And again, if you have anything that you would like to help me with, because I still want help. I want people help. I'm not just here trying to help people. I want people to help me too. So if there's anything you see I'm doing wrong, or something I could have did better, or whatever the case may be, just leave the comment, pass it on to other people that's watching the video. Like I said, when you get caught up in doing stuff and recording videos and talking about stuff, you might say one thing even though you're doing it a different way. Sometimes it's better to, I guess, pre-record and then talk over the recording like other people do in their videos. But I just hit the record button and I just start talking. I don't edit videos. I don't fix none of that stuff. Everything is just how it is. There's no editing program and none of that. So like I said, I appreciate the constructive criticism. Anybody else got anything they want to share, just share it with me, share it with the people that's watching my videos. Leave comments, leave questions. If you're asking questions and I haven't gotten to you, I haven't answered you yet, it's because I'm busy working. Like I said, I'm doing 13.5-hour shifts. I'm getting 7.5 hours of sleep, and sometimes 6, and I'm back at it again. It's part of the CDL trucker's life. And no, I am not an on-the-road trucker. I am a local trucker. The work that I do is just as much as the 2,000 miles driving that someone would do in 3 days. So, it's not the same distance, but it has its, same fatigue, it plays a big part in the same role as actual trucker driving. So this guy can drive 3,000 miles in 2.5 days. Meanwhile, I'm just driving 300 to 400 miles in those 2 days. The job is still labor intensive. What I do is very labor intensive, and it does take its toll. So that's just a quick update. I'm changing my radiator fan. Hopefully this will fix my issues, because one of the fans not working anyways. So I'll keep y'all up to date. But this is a Sunbelt radiator. Sunbelt is down south in Miami. You get it from them. You can look them up. I paid about $78 for this, as opposed to the $120, $130 that I would have to pay at the auto parts store. And that was $78 shipped to my house from Miami. So that's what it is. That's just an update. I haven't been on here in a while. I'm making progress.